Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Gustavo Marias and I'm from More MIDI. And in today's video, I'm going to show you guys what to do when you download one of our packs, how to import the sounds from one of our packs, etc. So, in this case, let's say you downloaded your pack, right? You've got the download link, you've downloaded it, you've dragged the zip file to either your desktop or some other file location on your computer. Now, once you unzip the file, you're going to get access to the folder, right? That the pack itself, and it's just a folder with the title of the pack. So in this case, the pack I have is mechanical drums. All right, so I unzipped it. I get access to mechanical drums, right? So let's take a look at mechanical drums. When you open mechanical drums, you're going to see the contents of the pack. Okay, so it has mechanical drums is a sound kit, which means it contains audio samples that you can play back with MIDI. So it contains kits, right? So in this case, this pack contains drum kits. It contains kits for battery, kits for Ableton, the wave samples for each kit that can be used for anything, and Logic drum machine kit files. So now we see we have those. What do we do with them, right? How do we use this battery kit? How do we use the Ableton kits? How do we use the Logic kits, etc.? So let's say we have battery and we want to use the battery kits. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go in our DAW. In my case, this is Logic. I'm going to go and I'm going to open up battery. Okay, so I already have them loaded up, but forget that. Let's get out of this. 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 Ignore the kits. So here's the library tab, right? This is where most of the stock native instruments kits are stored for battery, but we can't store them in here since we're a third-party kit. So what we have to do is we have to go to the Files tab. Now, the Files tab basically allows battery to access any file directory, all the file directory on your computer and on external drives. So this labeled right here is my external drive music. I store stuff on it, but in this case, I have the pack, as you saw, that I just downloaded. It's on my desktop, right? So I'm going to go in here, look at my workspace, right? That just shows, oh, it's my external hard drive. But up here, it shows frequent spots, right? Usually your users folder and your desktop, right? So in my case, I have it stored on my desktop. So I'm going to go and I'm going to click desktop. It's going to show what's on my desktop. I'm going to go and I'm going to click mechanical drums, right? That's the name of the pack. I'm going to locate the battery packs right here. I'm going to click that, and I'm going to go, here are all the samples for the kits, and here are the kit files themselves. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open this kit. So now this kit's open. I can play it back on my keyboard, right? Another one, play it back on my keyboard, etc. So that's all you have to do to import the kits to battery. It's pretty simple. Go to battery, use the file, open up battery, locate the file browser, go to the file browser and find where the pack is stored on your computer. Once you do that, open the batteries folder in the pack and start double click one of the kits to import it. Okay, so now that we've done battery, let's check out the Logic kits since I'm in Logic, right? So let's go to Logic's Drum Machine Designer because that's what the presets are for. Okay, and as you'll see here, it's different than, Ableton's Drum Rack where you can drag files stored somewhere else onto the interface. It doesn't work like that with the Drum Machine Designer. You have to use Logic's library. So that means the actual patches and the actual kits have to be stored as patches in the file library. Right, so how do we do that? So what you're going to do is, let's find Finder window. I can't find Finder right now. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's go to Finder. Let's have our pack open. And let's also open up a new window in Finder. So a new Finder window. We're going to locate our hard drive. I'm going to put it in this view. I'm going to go to the Users tab. We're going to go to our username or whoever the user of the computer is. We're going to go to Music. We're going to go to Audio Music Apps. We're going to go down to Patches, and then we're going to go to Instrument. Okay? Do not touch this kit pieces thing. It's just there. So once you're there in the Instrument folder, go back to this thing. Go to the Logic category. Okay? And you're going to select everything that's here. You're going to drag and you're going to drop it into this instruments folder. Okay, just like that. Now once you do that, close out of this, close out of this, close out of this, close out of this. We're gonna go back to the sound design tab. Now if you look at the top here, right, it's like, oh, it's not showing anything. Close it. Sometimes you have to close Logic, but if you close it, usually the library usually refreshes itself. So what you can do now is go to open up Drum Machine Designer, go to this, right, which is just the kits. When you click this top bar, it's like you're loading a new kit. Go to user patches and all the kits will be here. So, oh, sorry, I'm cutting to this mic. It seems if I'm recording another track for audio, I can't switch the kits, but you'll see from the on-screen recording that it does work fine. So let's go back here. I was recording audio in Logic while I was doing all this, and for some reason I can't record two things and also do import the kits for some reason. But anyway, it works. I want to switch the kits. Click this. Does its thing. Now you're in this kit. You're going to want to go to the retro kit. You're going to go to the retro kit, etc. Okay? So if you want, again, you can play back the samples. It all works good on that. So we did that. Let's minimize Logic. It should still be recording, I think. Yeah, still recording. I just want to make sure my audio is good. And let's open up Ableton. Okay, so the other format you saw we have is Ableton. Right? We have Ableton Drum Rack files. So if we go to here, we really have two options with the Ableton Drum Rack folder, right? We have these, right, which are just the drum rack files that if you have the pack stored on your desktop, you can just drag and drop the kits in and they'll load up. You can start playing them, right? But if you have them stored on another folder somewhere on your computer, right, that's not your desktop and you can't just drag and drop them, go to the section that says add folder. I already did it, right? So you can see them. I added the pack and it shows up. But if you don't, add a folder, go to wherever it's stored on your computer. In my case, it's stored on my desktop. So if you go to users, me, desktop, and I were to click on mechanical drums and open it, it would save the folder to my desktop. I mean, save it in the Ableton library, and then I can just go ahead once I do that and start loading in all the kits much faster. You don't have to drag and drop them in each time. So that's about it for importing Ableton kits. Is pretty simple. Okay, and then the next thing is, if you look in this pack, we have just the general wave samples. Okay, so this is if you don't have Ableton Drum Rack, or you're not a Logic user, or you just use another sampler, right? Let's say I use Logic or I use Cubase, it doesn't really matter, and you want to use Cubase's stock sampler, or you use let's say Contact as a sampler, and you just want to create your own sampler with the sounds, you have the wave files to do so. And I'm pretty sure most of you guys know how to import wave files. You can just go to the sampler and just drag and drop the audio files in the region. If you want to just use them in Ableton to make a groove with the audio files, just drag and drop them in. It's that simple. So you have access and the flexibility of having the wave files to do whatever you please with them as well. So that's it for this tutorial, guys. Again, it was just an overview of, once you get the pack, what do you do with the samples, how do I import the kits, etc. So I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll try to respond to all the comments. And also, if you have any urgent questions, any issues with the pack, feel free to email the support line for More MIDI. I'll get back to you guys with that too, probably faster. So if you have any urgent issues or any questions you want answered quicker, I recommend you use the More MIDI support email. I'll leave that in the comments. All right, guys. I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye, guys.